focusing on the no trust motion, do you believe, Rahul, that the motive behind this kind of motion being brought in by the opposition is merely to get the Prime Minister to speak? Because numbers-wise, it's not really stacking up in their favor.
Akshita, technically, I will say this is for the first time in a very bitter, acrimonious parliament. No confidence motion has been moved to make a prime minister speak up on a particular issue. In 1963, the third Lok Sabha had a motion by Mr. Acharya J.B. Kripalani against the Jawaharlal Nehru government because Acharya Kripalani wanted to prove a point to the government but not make the prime minister speak. There has been no such history of an opposition coming together only to use a no confidence motion as an instrument to make the prime minister speak. Remember what it also does, that it may not happen, the numbers are staggering for the government, but it insulates the government for the next 6 months. No trust motion. The Modi government does not need to prove its strength in the House for the next 6 months from here on. So it's a gamble taken by the opposition. But what the idea is to make the Prime Minister speak, because see what has happened, that it has been moved by Gaurav Gogoi. Gaurav Gogoi comes from Northeast, one of the most prominent faces of the Congress or the opposition that India combined 26 parties from the Northeast. Now, when Gaurav Gogoi moves it, it's at eminence. So he will be triggering the debate on the no confidence motion. That means it's a signal to the Northeast, where the BJP right now seems to be struggling because of what has happened in Manipur. Also, MNF, Mizo National Front, is an ally of the BJP, and they have a very strong cookie base, and that is why they will be also watching out which way to go. The eventual staggering numbers, since they are with the government, there is one issue that the government eventually can go out and say after the trust vote that, see, we told you the House, sense of the House is with the Narendra Modi government. Remember, in this very critical will be, there are three basic components of parliament right now. One is a 329 odd number strength of the NDA plus its along with its allies.
Sure.
The second is the 141 odd numbers of the India 26 party coalition, and the third is a 63 odd number independents and BJD, BRS, YSRCP and others. Now, since BRS has already given a no trust motion, we were to see what kind of overlap happens. If the government does win away a BJD or YSRCP or this abstain, means that the government numbers compared to the opposition, which has moved the trust motion, will be staggering. But the opposition does get to prove a point. In this one, it will have Prime Minister speaking. Second, that template, whatever the Prime Minister says or doesn't say, will become a template for Northeast or all over the country, that somewhere there is a sense of failure of this government. I think if also it will be a good statement for India, the 26 party combined and the rest of the players.